Does Hughie survive the boys? What happens in the original comics? Both the comic book source material and the Amazon TV adaptation of The Boys are known for their brutality and their remorseless kill count, making it somewhat surprising that the first character introduced in the series, Hughie Campbell, eventually emerged as the lone survivor at the end of the comics run. The Boys 72, written by Garth Ennis, with art by Derek Robertson, concluded the run of the main series with Hughie still standing. When the same creative team reunited for the Dear Becky follow-up miniseries several years later, fans discovered what became of the character in the decade after The Boys. Though Hughie was always depicted as the most vulnerable member of the eponymous squad, the series turned out to ultimately be a tale of his evolution and self-actualization as a stalwart hero. As The Boys TV show prepares to enter into its final season, some fans wonder if Hughie, one of the meekest characters in the show, will be able to survive. But if the show follows the comics, he'll be just about the only one to do so. The Boys comic and television show both use Hughie Campbell as the focal character for the audience, as it is through his eyes that readers/viewers are introduced to the chaotic world of the franchise. In the end, though, the character was more than that. He was the protagonist of The Boys. The Boys features a roster of powerful, dangerous characters, many of whom Hughie was seemingly far from prepared to face down. Yet despite being a novice, and almost certainly the weakest main character in the series, Hughie survived the end of The Boys comic. In fact, he did more than that. He thrived. With the rest of the boys gone, Hughie ended up taking on the role of watching over the world, making sure Vought never went out of control again. In Dear Becky, the epilogue to the series, Hughie is fully actualized as a confident, powerful character, and perhaps as close to a hero as the boys had. From the team's most reluctant member to its only member, Hughie's arc is, in a sense, the series' only triumphant outcome, while the rest of the characters succumb to tragedy. Most notably, over a decade after the conclusion to the main series, Hughie manages to keep Vought in check, so the events of the boys never repeat, and he's able to live some semblance of a normal life. Along with Starlight, Hughie gets as close to a happily ever after as the boys ever got. In Dear Becky, it is also shown that Hughie and Starlight live off the grid, and the miniseries ends with them finally getting married. The two manage to live happily ever after, which is a better ending than anyone else in the Boys universe gets. While Boys fans not familiar with the comic might think Butcher would be the last one standing due to his sheer force of will, it's Hughie that is the final survivor.